Students, today we are going to see direct and indirect speech. This is very important topic and it is a compulsory question in public examination. Direct and indirect speech. It is otherwise called as reported speech. And it is very important in the competitive exams also. We can report the speech of a person into two ways. One is direct speech and another one is indirect speech. Okay, what is the difference between direct and indirect speech? The actual words of a speaker is called direct speech. Actual words of the speaker, it is are quoted enclosed within inverted commas. This direct speech is enclosed. See, it is enclosed within the inverted commas. That is called direct speech. And the next, indirect speech. Actual words are transformed. Actual words are transformed and not enclosed in a inverted commas. That is the difference between direct and indirect speech. Okay, now we are going to see elaborately what is direct speech. In direct speech, the speaker words are directly reported. Speaker words are directly reported as it is without any changes. As it is without any changes. It appears within double quotes. What do you mean by double quotes? See the inverted commas. See the inverted commas, that is called double quotes. The teacher said, I have been teaching English for the last 10 years. See, here the teacher is directly telling that she is teaching the English for the last 10 years. And the sentence is between the inverted commas, that is called as direct speech. And the second one is indirect speech. Indirect speech is a form of a third person narration, and some of the presented with some grammatical modification. Only simple grammatical modification is done in the indirect speech. That is very important. In this, the meaning of the speaker is reported there, and it does not appear in the double quotes. In the indirect speech, that quotes, that means inverted commas, are removed. See here, the teacher said she had been teaching English for the last year. The inverted commas are all removed. Only a little changes. Some grammatical modification. See here, in this sentence, I have been teaching English is given. Here it is, she had been. Here, past is given, it a past perfect. It is only a simple modification is done. That is the difference between direct and indirect speech. Okay, next, if you want to change in a direct into indirect speech, what are the steps you have to do? First one, what are the rules you have to remember before changing direct into indirect speech? First, what you have to do, find out the sentence. What type of sentence you have to find out. And the next one is decide the reporting verb in that. This is called as reporting verb. The teacher said. This is the reporting verb. Next, identify the connecting word, because in the direct speech, inverted comma is given. You have to remove and connect the word, and you have to, by seeing the sentence, you have to decide the connecting word. And the next one is remember the tense. What tense it is given, whether it is in a present or past perfect. What are the remember the tense to be changed. And the next one is find out the word. What are the words you have to change. This you have to see in the sentence. And the next one is what are the steps you have to follow. First you have to remove the inverted commas. That steps you have to follow. This thing is the main thing, rules to be remembered to change direct into indirect speech. And the next one, see, first what you have to do, find out the sentence. Here, sentence are of four types. One is statement, it is otherwise called as assertive or declarative. And the second one is interrogative. Interrogative is subdivided into two types. One is WH question and the second one is yes or no question. And the third one is imperative. And the fourth one is exclamatory. These are the 4 types of sentence. First, to find out the sentence, you have to see what type of sentence it is. Whether it is a statement, interrogative, or imperative, or exclamatory. And the next one. What are the things you have to follow to find out the sentence? If it is a statement, means if a sentence starts with a subject and ends with a full stop, it is a statement. It is a statement, starts with a subject and ends with a full stop. See here, to find out a sentence, we have to see the sentence between the inverted commas only. Here the sentence starts with a subject and ends in a full stop. So it is a statement. So it is a statement sentence. Mani said to Saravanan, I bought a scooty yesterday. Here a sentence starts with a subject and ends with a full stop. Okay, next is a sentence which expresses a request, command or an order is called as an imperative sentence. If a sentence expresses a request, command or an order is called an imperative sentence. And in imperative sentence has no subject and all. In imperative sentence has no subject. The teacher said to the boys, study your lessons regularly. Here, study your lessons regularly. In this, there is no subject. There is no subject. By seeing this, you can identify it is an imperative sentence. Next, we are going to see interrogative sentence. A sentence that starts with a question or with auxiliary verb. Question means WH question. What, where. These are all WH question and with auxiliary verb. That means yes or no question is called an interrogative sentence. He said, how did it happen, sister? He said, how did it happen, sister? Here WH question is given. So it is a interrogative sentence. And here yes or no type. In this you have to see the auxiliary verb. Preeti said, am I boring, Vino? Here am is a auxiliary verb and it is a yes or no type question. So it is a interrogative sentence. And the next one is exclamatory sentence. How you identify? And next one is exclamatory sentence. A sentence which express strong emotion, feelings, strong emotion and feeling, and the sentence is called ends with a exclamatory mark. And the sentence ends with a exclamatory mark is called exclamatory sentence. He exclaimed, hooray, we have won the match. See here, happy emotion is shown in this sentence. Happy emotion is shown in this sentence by hooray, we have won the match. And here the exclamatory mark is also given. So it is an exclamatory sentence. Okay, next we are going to see the next topic. In previous class we saw how to find out the sentence. Now we are going to see how to find out the reporting part. How we decided the reporting part. See, in statement, if change in reporting part, if yes say comes means you have to write say only. If says comes means you have to write says only. If said comes, said only. Said to comes means you have to write told. And if say to comes means you have to write tell. This is the reporting part and this one is the reported part. If it is a statement sentence, the conjunction you have to use is that only to join a two sentence. By removing the inverted commas, we join the two sentence. No, if it is a statement, you have to use that only. Now we are going to see the second sentence. See, if it is an interrogative sentence, if said, whatever verbs comes in the reporting part, you have to use asked or inquired. Whatever verb comes in the reporting part, you have to use asked or inquired. See, said comes also asked. Said to comes asked. Asked comes means asked. And then the conjunction, what conjunction you have to use? If WH question is given means the same question word you have to use. If it is and no conjunction in that, if yes or no type means if or whether you have to use. That is the difference between WH question and yes or no. And the next one is imperative sentence, and the third one is imperative sentence. That means command, request and all. If said comes means in the reporting verb, in reported part you have to write said to. And commanded comes means you have to write ordered. And the third one, request comes means requested. Suggested means advised. Warned. These are the things you have to write in the reported part. If no conjunction, what conjunction you have to use in the imperative sentence means if it is a positive sentence, you have to use to. If it is a negative sentence, you have to use not to. Okay, now we are going to see the fourth sentence. That means exclamatory sentence. In exclamatory sentence, said or said to comes means you have to, if it is an ordinary statement means you have to write exclaimed. If it is hooray, overjoyment, enjoyment means exclaim joyfully. And then alas, ho. If it is a sorrowful statement means you have to write exclaimed sorrowfully. And then damn it, like that means exclaimed angrily. And the conjunction you have to use for the exclamatory sentences, that for statement and exclamatory you have to use that as a conjunction. If it is an interrogative, WH question means the same question word you have to use. If it is a yes or no type means you have to use if or whether. In the imperative sentence, if it is a positive sentence, you have to use to. If it is a negative sentence, you have to use not to. For the exclamatory sentence, the conjunction you have to use is that. These are the things you have to follow to decide the reporting part. Okay, now we are going to, and the next one is, we all decide the reporting part is saw, and the identify the connecting part is also saw. Now we are going to see the changes in pronoun. What are the changes you have to do in pronoun? If the first person of the reported speech changes according to the subject of the reporting speech. See, she says, I am in the kitchen. I am in the kitchen. She is a subject and I am is a first person. According to this only the sentence is changed. She says that she is in the kitchen. Is in the kitchen. And the second person gives means, see, in the first type, first person reported speech la, we have to see the subject. Here in the second person we have to see the object. That is the difference between first person and second person in the pronoun. Here we have to see the object only. According to the object of the reporting speech, Ravi says to them, them is a object. Them is a object and you is a second person. Ravi says to them, you have wasted your time. Here says is changed into tells. Says is changed into tells them that they wasted their time. Here, see, if first person is given means in the sentence, you have to change into third person when you are changing direct into indirect speech. If I is given, you have to write in the sentence he or she. My is given is or her. And me is given him or her. And the next one, we is given, they you have to use, our is given, there we have to use, and us is given means you have to change them into them in the indirect speech. These are the things you have to follow when you are changing direct into indirect in the pronoun. If the second person is given means, if it is a subject means you have to use he, she, they. If it is a object means you have to write him, her, them. If your is given means is, her, their. These are the things you have to, if it is a second person is given, when you are changing into a third person, you have to follow these rules. And the next one, there is no changes in the third person. No need to change in the third person in direct speech. As it is, you have to write. No changes for the third person. If he, is, him, she, her, it, its, they, their, them, these are all third person. Now we are going to see the fourth rule. That is how to change how the tense to be changed. First, in the tense simple present, by seeing the sentence, how you identify it is a simple present. You should see whether the be form of verb is present in the simple sentence. If it is be form of verb is present in the sentence, it is a simple present. Am, is, are, do, does, has, have, these are all be form of verb. If it is present in that sentence means it is a simple present. It is when you are changing into indirect speech, it is changed into simple past. It is changed into simple past. Am, is, or is changed into was or were, did, had. See the example. I always drink tea. He said. Drink is a simple present. It is changed into past. He said that. He always drank. Drank is a past. Drink is a present. Present is changed into past. This is the first thing. And next we are going to see present continuous. How you identify it as a present continuous in a sentence? If A is or be form of verb, with the be form of verb, ing form is present means it is a present continuous tense. See the example. And the next one is present perfect. How you identify if as and have is present in the sentence means, and then when you are changing into indirect, you have to change into past perfect. Had written. To change into, if as and have is present in the direct speech, when you are writing in an indirect, you have to write had written. And the next one, present perfect continuous. If where as and have been writing, been is used means it is a present perfect continuous. It is changed into past perfect continuous. See, I have been to England, he said to me. Here, have been is given. And said to is changed into told. He told me, and the conjunction is that. And have been is changed into had been. Have been is changed into had been to England. These are the changes you have to do when you are changing direct into indirect. Simple present is changed into simple past, and present continuous is changed into past continuous, and present perfect is changed into past perfect, and present perfect continuous is changed into past perfect continuous. And next we are going to see simple past. How you identify if was, were, did, had is present in the sentence? It is a simple past. And when you are writing in an indirect, it is changed into past perfect. Had written, had been, had done, like that you have to write. Evangeline arrived on Saturday, he said to me. Here arrived is given. It is a past. Simple past. When you are changing, he said that Evangeline had arrived. It is a past perfect. Had arrived is a past perfect on Saturday. These are the changes you have to do. And the next one is past continuous. Past continuous means with was and were, ing form should present in the sentence. We were. It is changed into past perfect continuous. We were living in Chennai, they said to us. Were living is a past continuous. When it is changed into past perfect continuous. See, said to is changed into told, and conjunction is that they had been. That is past perfect continuous. They had been in Chennai. It is a past perfect continuous. And next one is simple future. If will and shall is present in the sentence means it is a simple future. When you are changing into indirect, you have to write, instead of will and shall, you have to write would. And the next one is future continuous. With will and shall, be writing. Be in ing form is present in the sentence. When you are changing into indirect, would be writing. With the be, you have to use. These are the things you have to change when you are changing into your direct into indirect. Simple past is changed into past perfect. Past continuous is changed into past perfect continuous. Simple future is present changed into simple past. And then future continuous is changed into future continuous. And the next one is time and adverbial changes. This is the last rule you are going to see. See, now is changed into then. And then this is changed into that. Here is changed into there. These are the words in a sentence you have to change in a direct to indirect. These is changed into those. Thus is changed into so. Today, tonight is changed into that day. Tomorrow is changed into the next day. Yesterday is changed into the day before. And then can is changed into could. Must is changed into had to. May is changed into might. Shall is changed into would. These are the words to be changed in a sentence when you are changing direct into indirect. See, these are the rules you have to follow when you are changing direct into indirect. Now, first one is find out the sentence. And the next one is decide the reporting verb. And the third one is identify the connecting word. And the fourth one is remember the tense to be changed. And the last one is find out the words to be changed in a sentence. These are the important rules you have to follow when you are changing direct into indirect sentence. Okay students, see you on next class. Be safe at home. Thank you.